All right, let's begin. So we learned the Renaissance last week. No, it was Monday. I'm sorry. So and the masters of the Renaissance discovered and used the perspective drawing technique to create the 3D implied space on the two-dimensional surface. So we are going to do the perspective drawing to understand their technique through the sketchbook project. So perspective linear or point projection perspective is one of the two types of graphical projection perspective in the graphic art. Linear perspective is an approximate representation, generally on a flat surface, such as a paper, of an image as it is seen by the eye. The most characteristic features of linear perspective are that objects appear smaller as their distance from the observer increases, and that they are subject to foreshortening, meaning that an object's dimensions along the line of sight appear shorter than its dimensions across the line of sight. Also, all objects will recede to points in the distance, usually along the horizon line, but also above and beyond the horizon line, depending on the view used. So this is the Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. We saw it in the last meeting. So in this painting, he used 1-point linear perspective vanishing point on the center of the implied space. So this is a good perspective technique for compacting many objects in a limited space. This is another example of 1-point linear perspective drawing. And this is 2-point linear perspective. So can you see that? So there are 2 points, right? So it's a good technique to show a dynamic view with foreshortening in drawing. This is another example of 2-point linear perspective drawing. So as you see, it's slightly harder than 1-point perspective because of adding one more point in an artwork frame. So that makes it a little bit complicated. But with this perspective technique, you can create dynamic space on your artwork. So for this project, you will need a sketchbook, ruler, pencil, eraser, and any color medium you have. And I will give you 9 options for this project. So please choose one of the perspective options and must draw one of the option based on the 1-point or 2-point linear perspective. And as usual, please write which option you choose in the Moodle room and post your work process image as well. So now let me show you the options. The option file is posted in week 11 of Moodle room, so you can see it while you are drawing. So I will show you the options. This is the first option, 2-point linear perspective. So as you can see, all the photos, all the image file, have the perspective guide view like this. So it has 2 points perspective. So you can check the angles of the space. And this is the second option, 1-point linear perspective with the vanishing point. And this is the third option, 2-point linear perspective. And this is the fourth option, the 2-point linear perspective. And this is the fifth option, 2-point linear perspective. Oops. And this is the sixth one, 2-point linear perspective. And the seventh one. So there is a vanishing point behind the wall. So all the lines heading to the vanishing point. So this is the 1-point linear perspective view. And this is the eighth option, 1-point linear perspective with vanishing point. This is the ninth option, which is the last one. It has 2-point linear perspective angles. So that's all the options. So first, select an image among the options I just provide you. And again, the option image file is in week 11 of the module room. Like this, choose one of them. And then check out your image option if 1-point or 2-point perspective angles, and sketch the image option on your sketchbook based on the perspective rule. I sketched that on a color paper to look fancy, but you don't need to use the colored paper. You can just use the regular sketchbook for your artwork. And lastly, just color it with any color medium you have, such as crayon, markers, colored pencil, doesn't matter. And for this, I used soft pastel. So now I will show you, excuse me, how to start with the 1-point and 2-point perspective drawing. I'm going to show you the demonstrations. So I'm going to show you a demonstration of the option 2 image and the option 6 image. So option 2 is the 1-point perspective, which is the easier than the 2-point perspective. And the option 6 is 2-point linear perspective view. So if you want, you can just make a copy of mine, doesn't matter. And I'm recording this, so you can rewatch it after this meeting while you are
very good.
When you make your artwork, when you make your drawing. So let me share my table.
Okay.
So for the first demonstration, I'm going to show you to draw the 1-point linear perspective drawing first. So I printed out this photo to easily find out the vanishing point, but you don't need to make a copy. I just printed this to show you to express the perspective lines. So you can just see the perspective guide I made in the option file. So I'm going to use a ruler. You can also use the ruler when you draw the space. So I'm gonna start from the left wall to find the angle. All right, so let me just follow the ceiling line first. So I can see there's an angle on the ceiling line, right? So this is it. And I'm gonna make another line to find the vanishing point from the floor line. So like this. See, we can see, these two lines are meeting on a certain spot. So this is the vanishing point. And let me find it from the right wall side. So again, from the top, the ceiling line heading to the vanishing point. And from the floor, also the line goes to the vanishing point. See? So it has 1 point linear perspective. And then I'm gonna check all the angles on the left side wall first. So that makes me easy to draw a space. So here is the painting bottles on the floor. So the angle looks like this. Also, this line goes to the vanishing point. And here is the artwork display. And when I make a find the line, it goes to the vanishing point again. And also the top part of this artwork display goes to the vanishing point. And here, lots of single artwork on the wall, like this. There we go. Yes, all the lines. We just checked all the lines heading to a certain point. And let me check the detail from the right side wall. So one thing, I can find some angles on this window, except for the walls angle. No, you don't need to, I'm sorry. So Nivian asked me, so a question, you don't need to draw all the guidelines, okay? I'm just, explain how to find the angles in the space when you draw a sketchbook. So you don't need to draw all the lines. So like this. See? So now you just check the angles and you can just draw the vertical lines on it. You can just put all the object on this perspective lines. So it's going to be super easy. So I will show you how to make it. So here is the perspective guide image. And here is a blank sheet of sketchbook. Oops, we have two. All right, so I'm gonna check the angle. So I can see the vanishing point is about here, right? It's gonna be about here. So I'm gonna just draw imaginary the guideline to make a perspective angle like this. Yeah, like that. And when you check the angle from the walls, then now you can just find the vertical lines. So I will draw the vertical lines on the left wall first. So this is going to be about here. And then there is a wall column like this. There is the column's thickness here. All right. Now I'm gonna divide the ceiling from the front wall like this. And then I will draw the right side wall. So see, I just added vertical line on the angled lines. So that makes me super easy. So now, can you see that? I just created a space here. So now I'm gonna add the details.
You make it look so easy, Professor.
Thank you. So now I'm gonna check the bottom line of this display. So I guess it's about this angle and all the lines heading to the vanishing point. That is a point. So like this. And then I'm gonna add the vertical line on it. And just to make a thick outline on it, bam, right? I just made the artwork display on the wall with the perfect angle. Now I'm gonna add the paint on the floor, and also I'm gonna check the angle of the paint. So like this. So I'm gonna just make it simple, and then see, it's getting smaller. That is the point. So you can just fit all the object in the angles. I hope so. I hope so, Sophia. So when you find the angle, you can use the ruler. I just don't use it because I don't need it, but probably, most of you will need to use the ruler. And I added a light shading on it, see? And I'm gonna make a single artworks on my wall. So again, I'm gonna find this guidelines, the angle lines. So it's gonna be like this. And it's gonna be like this. Like this. And one more. Like this. Okay. So now I'm gonna add the vertical line here. And I'm gonna just, I'm just making a outline. See, I just made one piece of artwork on the wall. And maybe I will need one more line here. And here's another artwork. See, it's done. The left side is done. Oops, I forgot to draw a power outlet. All right. And now I'm gonna draw a window on the right side. So I can see there's an angle on the window like this. I just check the angle and then add vertical lines and make a solid lines to draw it. And here is an entrance, the right side. See? It's easy. And now I'm gonna draw the carpet on the floor. So also the carpet angle is just following the vanishing point like this. See? And I'm gonna add a window, the front wall, the back wall, like here. And one more thing, the light on the ceiling. The ceilings, the light's angle is also following the vanishing point, the perspective guideline, like this. So I just found the angle and then see, I just made the light on the ceiling. And you can erase the guideline now before you color it. So that's it for the 1-point linear perspective drawing. So when you make all the guidelines, then the drawing is going to be super easy. That is the point. And here is another option with the 2-point linear perspective. So this is the option 6 again. So just like the 1-point linear perspective, the option 2, I'm gonna find the angle from the wall. So I will check the left side angle first. So I can see there is an angle now between the ceiling and the wall. So I'm going to draw this line here. It's going to somewhere, right? And from the floor, I just found the angle with the ruler. And oh, there we go.
Professor.
Yes, Sophia.
I would have normally, but how do you know to start from the very top? I would have started like right under.
So this is the what is that? Option 2, and this one is option 6. So please choose one of the option in the option file in Moodle Room. So thank you, everyone. So you can do it. Actually, you can just do it. If you use the perspective guideline, you can definitely do that. It's going to be easy. So, any question, everyone?